Today, staying clean feels normal. We wake up,
We go to the bathroom. We wash our face.
we brush our teeth.
We take a shower. We use soap. We use shampoo. We wear clean clothes. And if something smells bad,
We can fix it quickly.
but thousands of years ago,
Ancient women had none of that.
no bathroom,
No shower.
no toilet,
No shampoo. No deodorant.
no washing machine, no clean towel from a store.
So here's the uncomfortable question. How did ancient women stay clean without bathrooms? At first, it sounds impossible. But ancient women were not helpless.
They lived close to nature. They watched the world carefully.
They learned what made the body feel better.
They learned what caused sickness. They learned what smelled bad. They learned how to use water, plants,
Fire, smoke, ash, sand.
leaves, and animal skins. Their bathroom was not a room.
Their bathroom was the river,
The stream,
the lake, the rain, the cave entrance,
the forest, and sometimes
just a small bowl of water beside the fire. The most important thing was water.
if a group lived near a river or stream,
Women could wash their hands, face, hair, and body. They could rinse dirt away. They could wash blood.
they could clean children, they could wash animal skins.
They could rinse food. Water was not just for drinking. Water was survival, but water was not always safe. Some water was dirty. Some water had insects. Some water came from muddy places. Some water could make people sick. Ancient people did not understand germs like we do today, but they could notice patterns. They could see that rotten water smelled bad.
They could see that dirty water caused sickness. They could see that fresh moving water was often better.
So when they could, they used running water, a river, a stream, a spring. Moving water felt cleaner than still water.
But what if there was no river nearby?
Then ancient women had to use less water.
They might wipe the body with wet leaves.
They might use soft moss. They might use animal skins. They might use plant fibers.
They might collect rainwater. They might rub the skin with sand or clay.
They might use ash from the fire. This may sound strange, but ash can help remove oil and dirt. Sand can scrub the skin.
Clay can absorb grease.
Plants can smell fresh. Nature gave them simple tools. Not perfect tools, but useful tools. Ancient women had to clean many things. Their bodies,
Their hair,
their hands, their clothes, their children,
their sleeping skins, their tools,
and food preparation areas.
because dirt was everywhere.
Smoke from the fire, dust from the ground, sweat from walking, blood from hunting or childbirth, mud from rain.
Smell from animal skins, and insects from the environment. There was no easy button. Staying clean was daily work.
Hair was a big challenge. Today,
We use shampoo, combs,
conditioners, and mirrors. Ancient women had no shampoo bottles.
but they still cared for their hair. They may have rinsed it in water.
They may have used plant oils. They may have used clay or ash to remove grease,
They may have combed it with fingers.
bones, thorns, or wooden tools. They may have tied it up to keep it away from dirt and fire.
Long hair could be beautiful.
But in ancient life,
Hair also had to be practical.
loose hair could get dirty. It could catch on branches. It could fall into food. It could get near fire. So many women probably tied their hair, braided it, or wrapped it. This helped keep the hair cleaner for longer.
Clothing was another problem.
Ancient women wore animal skins,
Plant fibers,
fur,
leather.
or woven materials in later periods. These clothes could smell, they could get wet,
They could collect sweat. They could attract insects.
but washing clothes was not simple. There was no washing machine, no detergent, no clean bathroom sink, so ancient women had to use rivers
Stones, hands.
and natural cleaning materials.
They might beat fabric against rocks. They might rinse skins in water. They might scrape dirt away. They might dry clothes near the fire or in the sun.
Sunlight helped,
Fire helped.
smoke helped too. Smoke could dry things, smoke could reduce insects, smoke could make skins last longer.
A smoky smell may not feel clean to us.
But for ancient people, smoke could mean protection.
Protection from bugs, protection from rot, protection from dampness, protection from cold.
Another difficult question is toilet hygiene.
Today, this is private.
But ancient people did not have bathrooms. So where did they go? Usually,
Away from the sleeping area,
away from food,
away from the fire.
away from water sources.
If they understood the danger,
They may have used leaves, grass, moss, smooth stones, water, bark, or anything soft enough and available.
this was not comfortable.
But it was survival.
The group had to keep waste away from where they lived.
If waste stayed too close, it could smell, it could attract insects,
It could attract animals.
it could spread sickness. Ancient people may not have known the full science, but they understood danger through experience. Bad smell meant trouble. Flies meant trouble. Rot meant trouble. Sickness after dirty conditions meant trouble. So cleanliness was connected to survival. Women especially had many cleaning challenges. They had to deal with pregnancy, childbirth, babies,
Menstruation, food preparation,
skincare,
hair care, clothing.
and children. After giving birth, a woman needed cleaning. After caring for babies, she needed cleaning. After gathering plants or preparing food,
She needed cleaning.
after long walks,
Rain.
mud, or sweat, she needed cleaning.
And during menstruation,
She needed special care. Ancient women may have used soft plant fibers, moss, animal skins,
cloth-like materials,
or absorbent natural materials. They would need to wash or replace these materials when possible.
this was not easy. It was private,
It was uncomfortable.
and it could be dangerous if things stayed dirty too long. But women learned from older women.
A mother taught her daughter. A grandmother taught the young women.
The group remembered what worked.
Which plants were soft, which leaves caused itching, which water was safer, which materials absorbed better.
Which smells meant sickness.
This knowledge was not written in books. It lived in memory.
And memory was powerful.
Skincare also mattered. Ancient people spent much more time outdoors. Sun, wind, cold,
Insects.
smoke.
And dirt touched the skin every day.
Women may have used animal fat,
Plant oils.
clay.
Or mud to protect the skin.
Animal fat could help with dryness.
Clay could protect from sun or insects. Mud could cool the skin.
Some plants could smell good. Some plants could soothe irritation. Some plants could make things worse. So again, they had to learn by experience.
There was no doctor to explain everything. The body was the teacher.
Nature was the laboratory. And survival was the test. Teeth were another part of cleanliness. Ancient women did not have toothbrushes like ours, but they still chewed. They still had food stuck between teeth. They still had tooth pain.
They may have cleaned teeth with small sticks.
They may have chewed fibrous plants. They may have used bones or thorns carefully.
They may have rinsed the mouth with water.
Their diets were also different.
Many ancient diets had less processed sugar than modern diets.
That may have helped in some ways.
But tooth problems still happen.
And when a tooth became infected, it could be very serious. So even simple mouth cleaning could matter. What about smell? Ancient people probably smelled very different from us. Smoke,
Sweat,
animal skins, earth,
plants.
and fire were part of daily life.
They did not live in a world of perfume and laundry soap, but that does not mean they ignored smell. They could still notice bad odor. They could still prefer fresh water. They could still use aromatic plants. They could still air out skins.
They could still wash when possible. Clean did not mean modern clean. Clean meant safe enough to live.
Clean meant less rot, less insects, less sickness, less discomfort, less danger.
That is the key. Ancient cleanliness was not about looking perfect.
It was about surviving. A clean wound had a better chance. A dry skin blanket was safer than a wet one.
Clean water was better than rotten water.
Food kept away from waste was safer.
A baby kept warm and clean had a better chance.
Hair tied away from fire and food was practical.
Hands rinsed before touching food could help.
Even if ancient people did not know the science.
They knew the results. They watched who got sick. They watched what smelled wrong.
They watched what healed.
They watched what failed.
And slowly,
Generation after generation, they built practical knowledge. So how did ancient women stay clean without bathrooms? They used rivers and streams,
they collected rainwater. They wiped with leaves
moss.
and skins.
They scrubbed with sand, clay, or ash. They dried clothes and skins in the sun. They used smoke and fire to protect materials.
They kept waste away from camp.
They tied or braided hair. They used plants for smell, skin, and comfort. They learned from older women And they cleaned not for beauty, but for survival.
It was not easy. It was not always safe,
It was not like modern hygiene.
but it was intelligent.
It was practical.
It was based on observation, and it helped ancient families survive. Today,
We turn a handle and clean water appears. We press a button and clothes become clean.
we step into a shower and wash away the day.
But ancient women had to earn every bit of cleanliness. They had to walk to water,
Carry water, heat water,
find leaves,
dry skins, protect babies.
keep insects away, and do it all while living in a dangerous world.
No bathroom, no shower.
No soap from a store, just nature, knowledge, and hard work. That is how ancient women stayed clean without bathrooms.